Welcome to France 24, the interview on Marjorie Paillon. He served as campaign manager for the 2004 Democratic Contender Award Dean. He implemented the very first online tools to turn politics into a 2.0 battleground and even predicted that the revolution will not be televised. But what do they think about 2012 politics? Please welcome Joe Trippi. Thanks for being with us today.
Great to be with you.
We're going to begin this interview with every single PR or spin doctor's nightmare. Just listen to that first sound.
Commerce, education, and the, what's the third one there? Let's see.
You need five.
Oh, five, okay. So commerce, education, and the...
EPA?
EPA, there you go. No, okay.
Let's talk deposition. Seriously? Is EPA the one you were talking about? Or?
No, sir. No, sir. We were talking about the agencies of government. EPA needs to be rebuilt. There's no doubt about that.
But you can't name the third one?
The third agency of government, yeah. I would do away with the education, the commerce, and let's see. I can't. The third one I can't. Sorry. Oops.
President Obama supported the uprising, correct? President Obama called for the removal of Gaddafi. Just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing before I say, yes, I agreed, I know I didn't agree.
When you're working with such candidates, how can you recover from that kind of campaign's gaffe? And are the Republicans ready for the job in the White House?
Well, their aides or their campaign staffs are tearing their hair out in the back room when they watch that. Look, every one of these candidates makes mistakes. All of them do. My candidate, Howard Dean, we all make them. Reagan made them with President Reagan. But some of them confirm suspicions that the people have. So Herman Cain, for example, everybody is very worried that he does not understand foreign policy. So when he has the mistake over, a long time in the interview about Libya, foreign policy, it makes people immediately think, I knew I was right. I suspected he didn't know anything about foreign policy. He confirms it. It starts to be a very big problem. Rick Perry has made that same kind of mistake over and over again in debates. And so people are starting to come to the conclusion that he's not bright enough to be president. So any one mistake you can recover from, but those kinds of mistakes, when they confirm what people already think about President Sarkozy or Herman Cain, those kind of mistakes start to have a longer life and can really hurt.
I know that you just love turning Bill Clinton's PR tagline, "The economy is stupid," into "The network stupid." But would you say that for Obama in 2012, it's more like the grassroots again stupid?
Well, no, for everybody, it's the network stupid now. The internet, the social media, it's growing. Everybody is on it. More people are getting on it, including which creates a grassroots problem for Obama. It was a success for him. I think he'll have a success with it again. But it's the campaigns that understand empowering people, and that we now have the network to do it, and that it is communicating on that network. And Obama understands that better than any politician in the world, except for maybe Goodluck Jonathan, the president of Nigeria, that I've done some work for. He understands it very well. And so I think it's a struggle for everybody, less of a struggle for Obama. He understands how to communicate in the new information world.
Do you really think he can make it in 2012?
Well, I think the mistake was he was a great campaigner using the internet and social media. He became president, and all of a sudden it was unpresidential to use the internet and social media, and so he moved away from it. Mm-hmm. And I think that has cost him power and ability. I think had all those people been connected on the internet fighting for his jobs bill, Congress would have run and given him anything he wanted. But I think I would give the edge to Obama. I think he understands how to connect using the internet and social media. And my advice is this time, keep it, for governing too. Don't just save it for the campaign. Use it to govern as well. And that's a lesson, I think, here in France, anywhere in the world, governments should learn the lesson that people want to become more engaged. They want to participate more in their future.
We definitely see people wanting to get engaged in those kind of campaigns and in this kind of movement with the Occupy Wall Street movement. So what is the difference from your perspective between that kind of online, in real life movement with Occupy Wall Street and another grassroots movement on the right side with the Tea Party? What's the big difference there?
The big difference is who they blame. The Tea Party is from the bottom, blames government. It was the government that created all the problems. The Occupy Wall Street movement is from the bottom up, from the street, the grassroots. It thinks corporations did this all to us. They're both right. It was the government and the corporations, politicians taking money from the corporations, everybody looking the other way, the government looking this way while the corporations, but they don't want to see the other side. In other words, the Tea Party does not want to see that maybe capitalist corporate America did something wrong, and the Occupy Wall Street doesn't want to see the government did something wrong. But they both are, I think, signs of, across the political spectrum, disfavor with political elites, corporate or politicians. People don't trust them anymore. They don't believe they work for the people anymore. It's a very dangerous time right now. They should be listening a lot more, paying a lot more attention to both movements and the movements that we see across the Middle East and across most of Europe right now, and disfavor with how those at the top have been running things and not taking responsibility for it.
Well, actually, talking about the Middle East, Salon.com assumed back in September that you were working as a PR consultant for the Kingdom of Bahrain at the time they were cracking down protests to burnish basically their reputation. Would you say that sometimes PR is a dirty job?
In all governments in the Middle East are definitely not the same. The king of Bahrain gave women the right to vote, I think back in 1999, instituted elected parliament, economic reforms that created the 10th freest economy in the world, Bahrain. I think there's a lot more that can be done within Bahrain government to continue to move towards reforms and a more perfect kind of government that gives people more of a voice. And so I have been trying to work to that end. I think that's, but people who want to assume that, well, it's the same as Mubarak or Gaddafi or Assad, and you're working in the Middle East to continue those kind of regimes. No way. That's not. I would not be working for a government that I thought was incapable or insincere about really continuing the reform path that the Bahraini government's already been on for some time. It needs to quicken its pace, I'm sure, but they understand that better than anybody. That's one of the reasons they asked me to advise them on how to move forward.
Okay, from U.S. to France, basically every single president seeking for re-election in 2012 is the underdog. So would you have a final advice for President Sarkozy or maybe future President Hollande?
Well, to act like you're the underdog, you have to empower people to be on your side, to be with you. And too many people, Barack Obama made this mistake, too many people, once they become in power, think, okay, I've got the job, I will go do this, without bringing the people and their participation and their power with them. And I think President Sarkozy and leaders throughout Europe right now need to involve people in the decisions that they're making and make sure that the people's voice is heard. If you give voice to the people, then you have a better chance not only of hearing what they're saying, but doing the right thing and 3, succeeding without them wanting to throw you out.
Wow.
So that's the key. And with the social networks now, you can do that. You can engage people directly. Good Luck Jonathan in Nigeria, a citizen put on his Facebook page, why don't we have a consulate in San Francisco, California? There are a lot of companies there that could be doing business in Nigeria. If we had a consulate in San Francisco because of Silicon Valley, we could increase economic development between Nigeria and California, Silicon Valley. 3 days later, I didn't know he was going to do this. 3 days later, Good Luck Jonathan, the president of Nigeria, on his Facebook page said to that citizen, "You're right, and I've ordered the government to open a consulate in San Francisco." All the 600,000 people that were following Good Luck Jonathan realized immediately he's listening to us. He's listening to us, and everybody started giving the president their ideas. And he doesn't do every one, but he sees a good idea when he sees it, and he tells the citizens, that citizen had the right idea, our government's doing it, I'm listening to you. That is a totally new way of governing. And of all places, where did it start? Nigeria, not the United States, not Barack Obama. It can happen with President Sarkozy or another leader here in Europe.
And that's just a perfect way to sum up that, of course, the revolution will not be televised and is not televised. Thanks for your advice here on France 24, Joe Trippi. I hope that our contender here in France will listen to them. Stay with us for more news on France 24.